Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have ladies on that will be talking about streams of services. I have on from Poplar Creek, the Executive Director, Marjorie Peterson, and also from LaGrange Nursing and Rehab, Jennifer Price. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning.
Well, good morning to both of you all, and I think this is the first for both of you ladies. I don't know that I've ever had an opportunity to meet either one of you all. So before we get started talking about streams of service, I want to know a little bit about you all, because Marjorie, I know that you're the Executive Director out at Poplar Creek. Talk about your role there for me.
Well, I've been the director of Poplar Creek for 4.5 years now. I have the pleasure of serving seniors there in our assisted living, and also we have a memory care unit, which is the only memory care in assisted living here in the LaGrange area. We also provide services in folks' homes. We're able to provide the same kind of care we provide at Poplar Creek in individuals' homes. And then currently we are offering some limited daycare opportunities for seniors with Alzheimer's and other dementias.
Oh my goodness, okay, memory care.
That's correct.
Okay, very good. I might need to come out and see something, okay?
Come on.
All right, got one out. Jennifer, now you're with the LaGrange Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, and you're in the sales and marketing area. Talk a little bit about your role.
Okay, yes, LaGrange Nursing and Rehab actually provides services for skilled nursing needs, for long-term care or short-term care. Okay. We have a short-term care unit that focuses on orthopedic, whether the patient has a fractured hip or a total knee surgery. They can come to us, and we have physical therapists and occupational therapists to work with the senior. And it's a very great program, and about 90% of our patients that are short-term do return home, so it's a very successful program.
Well, very good. Now I know Poplar Creek, I know where that's located. And tell me, where are you located, Jennifer, LaGrange Nursing Rehab?
Sure, we're located at 2111 West Point Road in LaGrange, and we're maybe about 1.5 miles from West Georgia Health System,
okay,
the local hospital.
All right, very good. And I shouldn't say just automatically assume that our viewing audience. Tell everybody where you're located too.
We're located at 114 Old Airport Road.
Okay, very good. And I've been out to that facility in the past there. Now today, ladies, you are here to talk about streams of services, and you have a theme here, Jumpstart Your Heart. Talk a little bit about that for us, Marjorie.
Streams of Service is a coalition of providers that are all in the senior care industry, and we come together once a year to put on an annual senior expo. This year our theme is going to be Jumpstart Your Heart. We're going to be expecting a crowd of 350 to potentially 500 seniors from Troup County and the surrounding counties. Several of the senior centers are bringing folks in to participate in our Senior Expo. This is an annual event that we have typically done in the fall, and this year we're going to be hosting it at the Enoch Callaway Center at West Georgia Tech on May the 3rd. That's a Friday from 9 to 1, and our seniors that participate will we'll be having an opportunity to receive education and information, and also just have a good time. We're going to have entertainment there. We're going to have Dottie Fonte doing Zumba Gold for those seniors who've never participated in that. That's kind of a high energy exercise routine designed for seniors, and also laughter yoga with Celeste Green. Dr. Marcus Williams is going to be our guest speaker, and he's a local cardiologist. He's going to be educating seniors on heart health and early warning signs of heart disease. Okay. Dr. Largeman, a local audiologist, will be providing hearing checks. LaGrange Nursing and Rehab and Central Amedisys Home Health Care will be providing blood pressure checks.
Right.
West Georgia Health will be providing cholesterol checks for the first 50 seniors that come. And so we just have a variety of different activities, at least 20 plus vendors. Seniors will be able to receive door prizes. There'll be a cooking demonstration by the University of Georgia Extension Service on heart healthy cooking. There'll be goodie bags. Lunch will be provided. So it's just be a big fun day of entertainment and education for seniors, put on by all of these groups that come together that are genuinely interested in doing something beneficial for seniors, and this year it's
That's right.
educating them on heart and
We're
health.
very big on the quality of care for the seniors, and all of us are big advocates for the senior services.
All right. And as Margie was talking, and she mentioned a couple of the businesses, West Georgia Health. Are there other businesses that are involved, Jennifer, that you can name for?
Sure. There's going to be West Georgia Health Systems.
Okay.
Also, Central Home Health and Medicis will be there. Compassionate Caregivers. We'll also have our company, LaGrange Nursing and Rehab, is going to be there. And then also the Active Life, which is Dan Wooten, the big,
That's
yes.
right. Absolutely.
You can't forget about Dan.
That's right. Absolutely. And I heard you all mention there's going to be, entertainment there. There's going to be food. Now, let me ask, because I know that when we're talking about our senior, or any of us concerned, is there a cost, or what do they need to do in order to come out to this expo?
We request pre-registration so that we can have enough food and enough goodies for everybody. And registration can be accomplished by contacting Dan Wooten at the Active Life. His telephone number is 706-883-1681. And you just need to register. The food and activities are all free. So.
Very good, very good. Now, and Jennifer, we were talking about the various businesses and stuff, and you're talking very concerned about the active adult life, and you have Dr. Williams there talking about jump-starting heart.
That's right.
Talk a little bit about what the seniors can expect through that.
Okay. Pretty much the program is focused on a healthy heart. So as Marjorie spoke, there's going to be demonstration, healthy cooking, things that you should be eating, and going over things that are not healthy. And then in addition to that, there is 20 healthcare providers that have their own tables, and they have information about their individual companies and what they provide for the seniors.
Okay, well, very good. It sounds like it's going to be a very fun-filled day.
Yes.
And say you all normally would hold this in the fall, but now you're doing it here in the spring of the year. What was the thinking behind changing it up, Marjorie?
I believe that the impetus for that is that these groups of people that are so involved in putting on the Senior Expo are also very involved in another cause that is
conflicting, maybe.
Yes,
Right,
exactly.
sure.
Thank you.
We have
It conflicts
yes.
in the fall. We all support the Alzheimer's Association and the fundraising events.
Right,
that go
and
on
that's
during
a
that
really
time.
big event. So
And that event is what again? Talk about it.
this is the Alzheimer's
The Alzheimer's.
Association.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Walk to End Alzheimer's will be September the 22nd here in LaGrange, and we encourage you can call these same telephone numbers.
That's
and get in
right,
touch
and
with
they
people.
will direct you in the right place.
Okay.
So.
Well, very good. So a lot of great things going on. Now, let me ask you, what is the expectation? Because you're talking about anywhere from 300 to 500 seniors coming out. What would be the expectation of the service providers that will be there for these seniors?
Well, it's an excellent opportunity for people to share their services and get the word out. So it's a good networking opportunity. It's a good
Right.
marketing opportunity for the target group that you serve to let them know about your services so that they can benefit from those. That's the main thrust of it, though, is to provide an educational and entertainment opportunity for the seniors. It's something that they look forward to every year, and we just enjoy having them there and sharing with them. So.
Well, very good. And again, that's going to be May the 3rd out at the Enoch Callaway Center at West Georgia Tech.
Right.
From 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. So come out, and it will be, of course, it will be inside the building. So we can say I have to do a rain delay or a rain day, right?
That's
Well,
right.
talk a little bit before we get ready to close up now about sponsorship. I think you all were looking for sponsorships as well. Can you talk to that a little bit?
Any local vendors or businesses that would like to participate, we're really focused on just businesses and vendors that service seniors that have something to offer specifically to seniors. But the sponsorship opportunities, you can talk to myself at, I'll give you my telephone number, it's 404-861-7653, and I would love to explain the vendor and sponsorship opportunities, but those are still available for a very nominal fee.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, very good. Again, we're looking at the streams of service. So talking about streams of service, we have Jennifer Price with us and Marjorie Peterson, and we're talking about Jumpstart Your Heart.
That's right.
And let me ask one other question, because people get a certain age and sometimes they start calling themselves seniors. But give us an age group that will be attending the expo, Jennifer, if you don't mind.
Sure. Typically, it would be 55 and older, and like Marjorie and what we've been talking about, it's really for the senior age group.
Okay.
So that's what we're focused on is 55 and up.
55 and up. Okay. Well, very good. Well, I know it's going to be a wonderful event, and they have two great coordinators of it here. And I just know that the seniors will come out. And this is the third, fourth, fifth year? Or what number is this?
I really can't speak to that. I've been involved for 5 years, so.
Okay. All right.
It's been going on. Streams of Service has existed beyond mine and Jennifer's participation in it, but I just want to point out to people that they have a lot of, Troup County is very fortunate that they have a lot of very dedicated senior service providers here. We just want to make sure everybody knows about them so that they can get the services that they need.
Absolutely. I know I've gone out to the Active Adult Center there on a number of
Great
occasions.
place.
Great place.
Yes, it is.
And good
Fun
food.
place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
And they are definitely that, active adults, because I think they take trips. Of course, they have people come in and do, special projects with them and stuff of that nature. So it's very good that we do have the many service providers here in our community to cater to our seniors. So, ladies, I want to thank both of you all for coming on the show today to talk about Streams of Services. And again, that's going to be May the 3rd out at the Enoch Callaway Center at West Georgia Tech from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. So make sure you pre-register. Give Marjorie a call or Dan over at the Active Adult Center, or either give Jennifer a call.
That's right. You can call me. You can reach me at 706-302-2176.
Okay. Ladies, thank you both for being on the show
Thanks
today.
for having us.
All
Come
right.
on out and jumpstart your heart.
That's
I'll definitely have to.
That's
Okay,
right.
absolutely. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be back for more City Week in just a moment. Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have a guest on from LaGrange Police Department. I have on Corporal Donald LeMay. Corporal, welcome to the show.
How you doing today?
Well, it's a great pleasure to sit down with you again, and we want to talk about a serious topic here that I know is very, very prevalent in our community. You see it firsthand each and every day, and we want to talk a little bit about DUI. Talk to me about DUI, Donald. I know a lot of times people think that, okay, alcohol, get behind the wheel is a no-no, but there's other things that constitute DUI. But first of all, talk a little bit about your experience in the police department and some of the things that you've witnessed as far as DUIs are concerned.
Well, I've been working at the police department now for 15 years. I actually just had my 15th anniversary. Most of it has been focused with traffic safety, investigating motor vehicle collisions, fatalities, and DUI enforcement. So I've had quite a bit of experience in that area. One of the big things that people think about when they think driving under the influence is alcohol. And probably 15 years ago, that was the big thing, is people, if somebody was drunk or DUI, it's because they were drinking some sort of alcohol. But the big trend nowadays is not only alcohol, but also prescription medications nowadays. And we're seeing a big trend with people that either are taking large amounts of their own prescription medications, or they're taking even their normal doses of prescription medications and drinking a couple drinks of alcohol, which the effects then become tremendous, and they're unable to safely operate a motor vehicle, and which just causes them to do things like have crashes, or go out and weave on the roadway and do dangerous things.
Absolutely. And Donnie, you brought into your bottles here.
Right.
And I think there's a warning on those prescription bottles. If you don't mind, just read it for us.
Yes, right. A lot of things, if you read most of your prescription bottles that are prescription medications, there'll be warning labels on them. Most people don't read them, and people, if they do read them, they don't understand them. May cause drowsiness. Okay, we're talking about drowsiness while driving. That's obviously a very dangerous thing if you're not able to stay awake and alert behind the wheel. Alcohol intensifies its effect. That's exactly what I was talking about a few minutes ago. Yeah, you only had 2 beers, or you only had 3 beers, but you had your prescription medications.
Right.
So the effects of 2 or 3 beers in your pills will be like you having 10 or 12 beers then. One of the other things also says use the machines. Now, we think machines, people don't think about cars, but car is a machine. And that's exactly what, we're talking about. May cause, again, dizziness. The drug may impair the ability to drive or operate machinery. Use care until you become familiar with its effects. So those are some very dangerous things that these pills can do to your body when combined with some alcohol. So, or large amounts of the pills by themselves.
That's right. That's right.
You'll look like you've drank a 12-pack when you've only taken 2, 3, or 4 of your pills more than what you should.
Absolutely. And it's so important that they adhere to those warnings because and statistics show, talk about the number of accidents that happen in the United States and how that equates to the bottom line dollar.
Well, if you look at statistics that we have here in the United States, every day almost 30 people die in motor vehicle crashes that involve an impaired driver. Now, we say impaired, we're talking about not just alcohol, but again, alcohol, pills, even other types of drugs like marijuana, cocaine, stuff to that effect.
Okay.
And that equates to one death every 48 minutes. And the economic impact is $51 billion. $51 billion a year. And of course, we know who pays for that $51 billion. We all do. In insurance premiums for our car, our health, etc.
Absolutely. And it's so important, you're talking about, the intensification of one pill or a couple of pills there, and that mixed with alcohol just really just kind of pushes the individual over the edge there.
That is correct.
And I know these are just common sense things. Talk a little bit about some safety steps that an individual can take, Donald, if you don't mind.
Well, what you always want to remember is that if you know that you're going to go have some drinks, go to a party, whether it be just maybe going out to dinner and you think you may, drink more than a couple drinks, you need to make sure that you try to designate a driver, somebody that says, listen, I'm gonna have some drinks tonight, if you would, make sure you don't drink anything so that you can drive.
Okay.
Make sure that if you do see a friend that is drinking, make sure they don't drive. Try to take the keys away from them. Let's say maybe you didn't plan on drinking, but you went to an event and you did decide or did end up drinking. Call a taxi, call a friend to come pick you up, something to that effect. Most people always have a friend that is sober that will come pick them up. Now, I've seen before, a friend that's intoxicated or under the influence and call another friend that's just as intoxicated or worse than they are.
That's right.
And of course, that doesn't help anything either.
Not at all.
Make sure you do that, and just make sure that you look out not only for yourself but other people also.
Oh, okay. And a lot of times, Donald, when you all pull an individual over and you bring them out, you give them a little field sobriety test and things of that nature, what do you find, I guess, is the most common a drug that they're under the influence, or in most cases?
Well, naturally it's alcohol. Okay, alcohol obviously is a relatively cheap to purchase. It's also widely available. You can buy it 7 days a week now. So obviously alcohol is the most common thing. I would say the second most common thing is probably marijuana.
Okay.
Marijuana has been around for a long time. It's unfortunately widely available also. People who do smoke marijuana tell you they don't have any problem getting it. But the thing is, most people who drink alcohol, most of the time they do other things also, such as they have a normal prescription. This is maybe ibuprofen. Ibuprofen in big doses also causes drowsiness. So you take a little bit of alcohol, which alcohol is a depressant.
Right.
Okay, and when that depressant means that it slows your body down, your ability to be able to think slows down, your reactions to the steering wheel, to your brake pedal, those all are greatly reduced because it's a depressant. And then you put a few more, put a pill or two on top of that, and the effects are just great. So you have to always remember, again, that just because you only had 2 beers doesn't mean that you're not under influence.
Absolutely, and it's so important that people understand that and know and realize. And we want to talk a little bit, about underage drinking and teenage drinking, how deadly that can be. Larry, just talk about that for us a little bit, if you don't mind.
Well, they say that kids who start drinking young are 7 times more likely to be involved in alcohol-related crash. We know that we've had personal tragedies right here in the City of LaGrange involving underage drivers. It's unfortunately, even though it's illegal for the under 21 to purchase or have in their possession or to consume the alcohol, they find other people to buy the alcohol for them. It's a social thing, peer pressure thing that kids think that they need to drink, and then you put an unexperienced driver behind the wheel with the effects of alcohol also, and you have a deadly recipe for disaster there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you're talking about, underage drinking and then teenage drinking and things of that nature. It also has been proven that, statistically, that insurance premiums go up. Talk about that.
Insurance premiums, when you have these DUI wrecks, insurers know that the liability is very high. So if you've had a DUI, you can expect to see your insurance premiums increase from 30 to 100%. 30 to 100%. And that seems the reason that's logical, because the chances of you going out and having a crash, knowing that you had a previous DUI, the chances of you having a crash is great. So there's a lot of risk there for insurers to insure somebody, and a lot of them will still insure you, but you're going to pay the premium.
That's right, absolutely.
You're going to pay the premium, and I would definitely, just if you think about what it costs in our court systems for even your first time DUI fine up to $1,000, some imprisonment, losing your driver's license, your insurance premiums rising 30 to 100%. There's no reason to go out and do it.
Too great of a risk there.
Oh, absolutely.
Too great of a risk. Now let's talk a little bit about, because I know that you also have some information from National Highway Traffic Safety about the number of deaths, and then we want to bring it a little bit closer to home here in the state of Georgia. Talk about that statistic.
That's right. In the United States, in 2010, there was approximately 33,000 people killed in traffic collisions. Now, what they broke that down is approximately 10,300 of those 33,000 fatalities were alcohol or drug-related collisions. So approximately a third, okay? Right. Approximately a third of traffic crashes in 2010 in the United States were attributed to alcohol-related crashes. Now, if you think about that is a lot of unnecessary deaths. I mean, those are totally preventable crashes.
Yes.
When people get alcohol in their system, they tend to, they did do activity that they normally want to do, speed, drive reckless, do some other things like that. But in Georgia alone, just in 2011, which is the most current statistics available, there were a total of 277 alcohol-related or DUI-related deaths in Georgia alone, 277. And if you think about that, that's a little less than that one every other day or something to that effect. That's a lot of people that, again, are just unnecessary deaths due to some type of impairment.
That's right.
And of those 277, 31 of them were under 21. So we're talking about under 21. So the people couldn't even legally possess or drink alcohol, but yet they had drugs in their system or alcohol, and they were out and were involved in a fatality.
Absolutely, and then preventable is the word.
That's a sad thing. We're talking about preventable stuff, here. And anytime you have preventable deaths, it's sad.
It's a tragedy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Larry, you mentioned a few moments ago about some of the fines, because we do know not only does the insurance premium, when a person is caught driving under the influence, whether it be alcohol mixed with other drugs that you pointed out here, it's so important that they realize that there are severe consequences that go along with that. And you mentioned a moment ago about fines and loss of license, things like. Touch on some of those things.
Well, again, like I said a while ago, even if you've never had a DUI in your life, your first DUI, you're going to have a minimum of $300 fine, which I can tell you from personal experience, most DUIs, even on your first one, is going to be somewhere right around $1,000. And that's just for the DUI itself. That doesn't include some other offenses that may have occurred along with your DUI. Maybe you had a wreck, or you had open container in your car, stuff to that effect. So that's just a base fine right there. You're going to do community service, approximately maybe 40 hours of community service. You're going to have also your license suspension possibly up to a year. Have your driver's license suspended. A lot of people don't think about the effects of that.
That's right.
You got to go to work. I had to come to work today. You had to go to work today. And what did you need to legally get to work? You need your driver's license.
Right. Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't understand. Driver's license it's not a right to have a driver's license. It's a privilege.
That's right.
To have your driver's license. So you have to look at that. Again, those are just for first-time DUIs. And whenever you go beyond your first time, and what they look at now is in 10. So they look at how many DUIs you have within a 10-year period. And each DUI you get on top of that first one, the fines and penalties go way up from there. Mandatory second DUI, 48 hours in jail, up to 90 days. Minimum 48 hours, up to 90 days in jail. Same fine again, up to approximately $1,000 or so. You keep getting them. You go to getting your picture published in the paper. Again, out doing community service. So, if you think about, not only do you get, impacted financially, it affects your job because you're having to take time out of your job to do community service, to report probation officer.
That's right.
You got to pay all this money. You can't pay utility bills. The embarrassment of being out picking up garbage, so to speak, on the side of the road, getting your picture published.
That's
so, it goes way beyond just the fact that, I went to jail and I was out in an hour. Initially, it goes way beyond that.
Well, Larry, you know what? And again, a lot of these things that you talked about are preventable. And that's why we're so fortunate to have a LaGrange Police Department out there patrolling our streets to make sure that our citizens understand this.
That's correct.
That it is happening in our community.
That's correct.
Not only in our community, but the state of Georgia. And it's so important. So we thank you all for the hard job that you all have and the services that you all provide to our citizens. Thank you for being on the show today, too, as well.
All right, good to see you, Alton. Thank you very
sir.
much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back with more City Week in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining for City Week this week. My guests have been from Poplar Creek, the executive director, I had on Marjorie Peterson, and also from the LaGrange Nursing and Rehab, I had on Jennifer Price, as they talked about the upcoming Streams of Services Expo that will be held out at the Enoch Callaway Center on May the 3rd. So make sure that you come out and enjoy those events. Also, I had on from the LaGrange Police Department, Corporal Donald LeMay, as he talked about a very serious topic, DUI. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you adhere to the things that he gave us warning about, and make sure that you're not a statistic that he also talked about. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed those interviews, and as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.